recording it, no?
Yeah. Good evening to all. I welcome Shri M.K. Anand and Shri V.S. Prasanth Kumar, Chairman and Co-Chairman of MSME Subcommittee of ACC to the program. And I also welcome the guest speaker of the day, Mr. V.Subramanian, Chartered Accountant, for today's program on Decoding 2021 budget for MSME along with Athmanibar Bharat schemes. As we all know that MSMEs are the backbone of any country's economy and so also for India, as the sector contributes 30% of the country's GDP. The MSME sector is one of the worst hit sectors during this pandemic. And based on this, the government has announced the stimulus Athmanibar package worth rupees 20 lakh crores to help the economy tide over the pandemic. The main focus of the stimulus package was on the MSME sector. In the recent budget announcement, rupees 27.1 lakh crore Athmanibar Bharat package was announced by the government to accelerate the structural reforms. So, to explore the details about this package and what the MSMEs have as far as the package is concerned, we have with us today the guest speaker, Chartered Accountant Shri V.Subramanian. I welcome you, sir, to this program. And I request Mr. M.K. Anand to please take over and introduce the speaker and moderate the session, sir. Over to you, Mr. Anand.
Thank you, Madam Vijayalakshmi, and welcome, Mr. V.Subramanian. Thank you, sir. Thank you for accepting our invite to be here. Dear friends, I'm extremely happy to host this our subcommittee, MSME subcommittee of Andhra Chamber of Commerce, to host this session. The title is all about Decoding 2021 budget for MSME, along with the Athmanibar Bharat schemes. If you really look at our country, especially this part of the country like Tamil Nadu and the southern part of the country, that many of us do not really dwell deep into the schemes that are being offered by the government of India. I always feel like North Indians are actually utilizing these schemes. Probably they are very close to Delhi, and many of the schemes are not being properly being educated to us because of the language problem, or back here in this part of the country, there are no programs which are happening to reach out to the MSMEs, entrepreneurs in terms of each and every scheme. This way, I always have tried to share that Andhra Chamber of Commerce stands, in the front to bring as many programs as possible for MSMEs to get benefited. If you all would have noticed, the last 3 to 4 months' time, in fact 6 months' time during pandemic peak period, Andhra Chamber of Commerce offered a special scheme on business analysis report called BAR report for more than 76 entrepreneurs, 76 companies of the MSME network, 100% free of cost. We didn't charge anybody, and everything is sponsored by an international NGO supported by Andhra Chamber of Commerce. So I really take this opportunity to bring forth some more unique programs for this year. This is the first program MSME Subcommittee is hosting, and I'm really happy to invite the guest speaker of the day to give you a background about the speaker of the day, Mr. V.Subramanian. Mr. Subramanian has about 25 plus years of long journey in the corporate world, multinationals and Indian enterprises, as the Chief Financial Officer of a large organization, European organization called Gestamp in Chennai. In fact, the organization is 2,000 crore kind of organization, and I know he was holding the position of a Chief Financial Officer. Basically, it's an European automotive group launched 475 crores greenfield project in Chennai, the place called Pillai involved from groundbreaking to 500 crore top line, and implemented systems and procedures for this organization by Mr. V.Subramanian, which means he has gone through right from the scratch of setting up a unit and grow the unit into the multi-crore kind of an organization. Not only that, Mr. Subramanian, has quite a lot of accolades. Like, he facilitated and handled projects with 275 crores for NCE listed NSE, 145 crores term loan backed by SBLCs, and 200 crores WCTL based on corporate guarantee. These are some of the highlighted projects that he has dealt over the years. And presentation of consolidated financials of more than 130 entities he has done. Volum International, where he was working for a brief, long time. And in fact, he was the one who always goes, every week he used to go to Singapore. I've been associated with Subramanian for a long time. I know the kind of dedication and involvement he brings to the table. And he also looked after the part of due diligence team to acquire brownfield manufacturing facility. And he also initiated the war on waste. He calls it as WOW, a cost reduction initiative as part of operational audit. And his specializations are, typically assurance, operational audit, governance, taxation, so on and so forth. More than 2 decades of functional domain as worked in a multinational environment. More than 25 years of industry experience covering oil and gas, and core manufacturing and agro supply chain organizations all over the country and all over the world. And in the recent time, I've been witnessing his, support system for MSMEs and industries as an independent practitioner. During COVID days, he took it as a challenge and he started delivering quite a lot of lectures and sessions. And he appears in television media quite often in various channels. And he also talks more about Athmanibar Bharat schemes for MSMEs and entrepreneurs. Many of us wanted to learn what exactly is Athmanibar Bharat is all about and what kind of schemes that are available for me to be able to access. So these are some of the thoughts I thought I will share about Mr. Subramanian. And I request Mr. Subramanian to take over this dais and handle the session on decoding 2021 budget and Athmanibar Bharat schemes. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Vijay Lakshmi and Mr. M.K. Anand, for giving me an opportunity to interact with the very intelligent members and entrepreneurial skill-oriented members of Andhra Chamber of Commerce. I'm really honored to be part of today's presentation and share my views. Okay, so I think the budget is out for about 10 days now. Athmanibar Bharat is there for about 9 months now. I think people would have read thread where all the analysis, but even then, you have given me an opportunity to share my views, whatever I interacted with the people, whatever the challenges they faced. Probably I would like to share the thoughts. It's going to be a learning session. So that's why we want to combine both budget and as well as the Athmanirbhar, because these two are interdependent. Okay, one of the question when in the media people have asked, okay, this is the shortest budget spent by Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, Finance Minister. She has delivered in 1 hour and 30 minutes or 45 minutes. Okay, then I have told them, no, this is not the only one budget she delivered. She started delivering the marathon of budgets from last May 2020 onwards. So she also told that, no, we are given a lot of fiscal stimulus from May onwards. That's why you see a marathon of budgets and a lot of stimulus packages have been given. So once we get into the number, so I think you definitely will appreciate. So what kind of initiatives government has taken, and it's not only a one member team or one department. The Ministry of Finance has spent time on preparing this budget. It's a GOM, the group of ministers, across all the departments, be it agricultural, finance, defense. Everybody spent their time and energy and consolidated this budget and presented a wonderful budget. I think when you see the numbers, definitely will appreciate. I will just try to share my presentation. Anand sir, maybe you can check whether it is coming.
Yes, sir, it is coming.
It's coming. Okay, right. So the topic what we have given for this today's program is decoding of 2021 Union budget. So we want to understand what is there in it. Especially for MSME, we'll just go through the other areas also. So what is there for MSME and as well as along with the Athmanirbhar Bharat. So Athmanirbhar Bharat, you can pardon me because I also don't understand Hindi. Okay, being in Chennai, so I know if the letters are written in Hindi, I can understand it's in Hindi. That's it. So Athmanirbhar, when I was trying to understand what is the real meaning, somebody told that it's self-reliant. Okay, so I can borrow somebody's knowledge that's why I'm sharing with you. Self-reliant or self-sufficient. So that's what the Athmanirbhar really means. Have we attained Athmanirbhar or self-reliant in Indian industry? If you ask me, yes, we have attained in two big areas, two big industries. One is in agricultural, we have attained the self-sufficient because that we are exporting the rice, we are exporting wheat, we are exporting the milk powders and all. So due to the green revolution, we have obtained self-reliance. The second industry, which is very core to my heart, which is very close to my heart, is auto industry. So auto industry has obtained self-reliance long back, maybe a decade back. So if we see the capacity of Indian passenger vehicle manufacturing available in India, you will be astonished. So it will be 60 lakh passenger vehicles we can manufacture in India as of today. If you take it Maruti, Hyundai, Tata, Ford, Renault, Nissan, you combine all the big OEMs capacity. Today, as of now, to be precise, we have got about 58 lakh passenger vehicles can be manufactured out of India without any additional pie to be invested. But what is the current utilization? If you ask me, it's about 38 lakhs, which includes about 20-30% of exports, which means our domestic demand, which is in the range of 2.5 lakhs to 2.6 lakhs, is what our domestic sales. During the COVID time also, this was after COVID, I think after September, October, it started picking up now. So 2.5, 2.6 lakhs. So last month, we have touched about 2.9 lakh units domestic sales, which means we are able to meet our domestic demand. So whenever we are able to meet our domestic demand from our domestic production, that means we have attained self-sufficient or self-reliant. So these two industries, agriculture and the auto, has attained self-reliant. I think the government's focus is to attain self-sufficient in all other industrial sectors. So that is the focus. That's why they want to give a lot of stimulus package. So that's why this Athmanibar has triggered it. So COVID has helped actually. So because of COVID, people are able to get into the details and frame the new schemes for across all the industries. So let's get into the union budget perspective on the first few slides. Budget. I think budget should have both a revenue and as well as the expense, right? So whenever we prepare the budget for our household things, so we'll have what is the source of money is coming from, whether it's coming from a business or salary or any other source, and what is my expense. So that's how we structure the budget. So typically, I would like to put that as a small bird's eye view. If you see our 2021 union budget, total expenditure is 34.83 lakh crores. So close to 35 lakh crores. And how it is going to be funded? So it's going to be funded by the revenue receipts, about 18 lakh crores, which is nothing but revenue receipts are mainly coming from the tax. So GST collection, income tax collection, customs duty. So those are the main share of revenue coming from individuals or entrepreneurs, MSMEs. So people are contributing to 18 lakh crores, and another 17 lakh crore is coming from the capital receipt, which includes the borrowing, which includes the disinvestment of the PSUs, which they talked about. So they are planned about 300,000 crores, 3 lakh crores, which they want to encash by way of disinvestment in some portion of the PSUs. So they also talked about 2 banks and 1 insurance company they want to privatize along with the IDBI Bank, which has been stated in the FM speech during her budget speech. So that's how they match the 35 lakh crore is our 2021 budget. Okay. Then if you come to Athmanibar Bharat scheme, so we have done about 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. 3 times they are presented. So on May 12th, if I remember the dates right, May 12th, the first scheme was launched, which is about 20 lakh crore hardly. Then 2.0, which they have done it in 12th October, 3rd is November 12th. So there are 3 schemes they announced. And if you total up everything, the total schemes, whatever the stimulus package, along with the RBI measures, what they have given up to 31st October, this is the slide what Madam Nirmala Sitaraman has presented on 12th November, wherein she said 30 lakh crores have been given to the general public to overcome the COVID stress. You can compare now. So 30 lakhs against the 35 lakhs. You can see she has done one union budget in between. So 35 lakhs is our overall next year budget, which they have already given. So 30 lakhs has been given to all the MSMEs, industrialists, farmers, all the individuals. So we'll go into the details. So this is what I want to convey, that this is a series of marathon budgets they have done. So already they have given the full budget expenditure in the last year itself, well ahead of the COVID. So when COVID is going to be finished, then you will see the curve which is coming up. That's what we are able to witnessing from September onwards, the GST collection has started more than 1 lakh crore. Last month, January, it was about 1.21 lakh crores, which is the highest number we have done from July 2017. July 2017, the GST was implemented. So from that time, so January 2021 was the highest number of collections, highest GST collection. How it has happened? Because of the proactive measures taken by the government, the initiatives taken by the government. That's why you are able to reap the benefits. So other than, if you see, just to touch upon the other areas, what they covered in the budget is mainly the 35,000 crores. They given it for COVID. So everybody was, wondering how the vaccine cost will be funded by the government. Is there going to be any additional surcharge or additional cess is going to be levied on the income taxpayer so that government will meet the cost of COVID? But they themselves, government has put that 35,000 crores on their own budget along with the additional health. See, whatever the health schemes they are allocating on a year-on-year basis. So if you see last year, 2021, the budget estimate was about 95,000 crores. They have allocated for the health. So 21-22, that's the typo there. So 21-22, if you see 223,000 crores have been allocated for health. They also coined the word, so preventive, curative, and well-being. So these are the three pillars under which the health schemes will be promoted from now on. So this 35,000 crores has been taken by the government on their shoulders. So there is no burden on the general public. So there will not be any charge. This will be a free of cost COVID vaccination will be distributed. And the second important point is the defense allocation. So last year it was about 350,000 crores they have allocated. And recently we had some challenges from our north friend and as well as the western side friends and all. So taking that into mind, so they allocated extra 125,000 crores to protect our boundaries. So 478,000 crores has been allocated for the defense for improving the equipments, whatever we are having, doing the R&D research and buying the new equipments. One important point, I was really wondering, see, the 30 lakh crore, whatever she has given as part of the stimulus package, and they told this is 15% of GDP. The 15% of GDP has been already given, which was not at all budgeted when we prepared the budget 2020. So that means the deficit what we forecasted in the last year, it was about close to 4%, 4.5%. Then the 15% additional allocation should have taken your deficit to close to 20%. But somehow they are able to control the cost. Somehow they are able to speed up the tax recoveries, other mechanisms. By doing that, the fiscal deficit, the estimate for the current year, the 2021, the estimate, this is an estimate since we are not yet closed the year. So they said it will be a 9.8% as against 4.5, which was forecasted while doing the budget 2020 presentation. So after paying 15% GDP towards the stimulus packages, so we'll be at 9.8. And next year, they are targeting about 6.8% fiscal deficit. Normally, it is in the range of 4 to 5%. Due to the COVID, due to the additional expenditure, what we are going to incur on capex, on the defense, on health. So this puts the additional burden and we'll be at 6.8. This is what the prediction as of now. Okay, so that's the very brief of budget and Athmanibar what we have got. We have got some more upcoming slides, but just to take a step back. So we are in the MSME chapter of Andhra Chamber of Commerce, right? So for me, till now, it's MSME means micro, small, medium enterprises. Okay. Recently, Madam has redefined the criterias. Okay. So the criterias, what is the criteria for calling micro, small, medium enterprises? In last 14 years, since 14 years, this definition was not at all changed. Okay. The inflation has gone up on a year-on-year basis about 6 to 7%. The technology has changed. New investments have come. The new import people come and set up the shop here. So the investment and the equipment cost, everything has gone up. But last 14 years, the investment has not changed. The criteria for defining MSME has not changed. So the finance ministry has taken a bold step So what we called as a micro enterprise. So micro enterprise means if the investment in machinery does not exceed 1 crore and the turnover does not exceed 5 crore, so they will be called as a micro enterprise. So you can see how the business thinking of the Minister of Finance has come into place. That means you need to do a asset turnover ratio of 5 times. If any company does 5 times of their investment, I think they'll be doing good. So typically the asset turnover ratio, it's called asset turnover ratio or capital turnover ratio, whatever we call it. So 5 times. Then if you move to the small enterprise, they said the investment up to 10 crore, turnover is 50 crore, same 5 times. They'll be called as a small enterprise. And the medium enterprise, the next one is the investment up to 50 crore and 250 crore. So this is how they redefine the MSME's definition from May onwards. So this is the RBI circular. So you can refer on July 2, 2020. This has been published in the RBI website. So you can see. This is the MSME definition as per RBI. But I came to a new concept or novel idea, whatever you can call it. For me, MSME means money saved is money earned. MSME. That's while doing the presentation, suddenly the thought struck me, because for MSME, each and every paise or each and every rupee what we save is definitely money in the bank, and it's earned money for us. The reason why we are focusing more on savings, because MSME will be in the tier 2 or tier 3 of the business value chain. For example, the auto OEM procures the business and give it to tier 1, and they will in turn give it to tier 2 and tier 3. MSME will be either in tier 2 or tier 3, which means the target price or your selling price will be fixed by the OEM or fixed by the tier 1 after considering their cost reduction targets. So they'll be having a year-on-year targets. So what is the selling price I need to reduce, or buying price I need to reduce, so that I can optimize the selling price of my car so that I get the good share in the market. So the MSME are the having a biggest impact in terms of cost reduction. So that is why we'll have to spend each and every line item in the P&L. What's the money we can save? So the money saved is money earned. So that's why I see this will be a nice definition for a MSME. So I just want to share my idea to you all. Then there is a investment. So what are the investment it should be considered? So they have given the definition. So what is the plant and it's only plant and machineries are eligible to be called as an investment. So 1 crore, the 10 crore, 50 crore, whatever we talked about. So only the plant and machinery which are being called as the plant and machinery under the Income Tax Act, those are eligible for this criteria. And as well as this should have been reported in the ITRs. If you are not filing an ITR, suppose you are not an income tax assessee, the self-declaration should suffice. So only thing is, we'll have to, when we are declaring it, so you need to take the real cost of the equipment without including the GST. This is the simple rule we'll have to follow to determine whether you are a micro or small or medium. So this is what they want to give you the direction. So based on it, we can fall into any of 3 enterprises. Then for the purpose of calculating the turnover, we said the export turnover, export of goods and services, both shall be excluded. Only the domestic turnover should be calculated for the purpose of turnover calculation. And what they said is, whatever the reports, whatever the sales turnover you are reporting into the GST portal, that will be taken. And if you are not registered for GST, okay, probably the first time they'll go for a self-declaration basis. And after 31st March 2021, if you want to get qualified as a MSME, the GST registration is mandatory. The reason is why I'm telling is because I myself registered in the Udyam registration portal. I don't have a GST number because I comes under service sector within that allowable limit. So I'm practicing that. So they allowed me to do a GST registration, but that is valid up to 31st March 2021. After that, if you want to enjoy that benefit, you'll have to register yourself under the GST. So that's the direction given by the MSME industry. Okay. So why MSME? We are all talking about a lot of other industries also there, right? The big industries, big corporates, practicing professionals, everybody is there. Why MSMEs? If you see, MSMEs are generating the employment of about 11 crores. On an average, agriculture sector provides about 50% of our population. The employment is given by the agriculture sector. On 130, if you take 135 crores is our population as of now. So about 50% is given by agriculture, provided by agriculture. The 11 crore is coming from the MSMEs. About 8% of India population is being employed or remunerated by MSME industries. And as of 2019, so we have got about 6.5 crore MSME units. And if you see, everybody is less than 1 crore investment. Most of them. 99.4%, all are micro. All are small time players. So they don't invest in a big way about 5 crore or 10 crore, 100 crores. No. They're all less than a crore investment guys. With that, the 8% of employment, whatever we are generating, whatever we are given, so they are able to contribute about 30% of GDP. Whereas 50% of agriculturists are generating about 16% of GDP. That means the kind of value addition what MSME is giving is phenomenal. Also, they are participating in the exports. About 40% of exports are coming from MSMEs, and 45% of the manufactured outputs are coming from MSME. You can see how it's a big impact. Okay, in which we are in now. The MSMEs are contributing in a very big way. If you see India's current GDP is in the range of $2.8 to $2.9 trillion economy. And our Prime Minister's vision is to get $5 trillion economy by 2024. Probably it may get delayed by a year or so because of the COVID. And you can see, so the $5 trillion economy, and you are going to contribute 30% of this, then what kind of avenues we are having as an opportunity to contribute, to give an employment, so to generate more business, more income, you can see it. So that's the kind of opportunity what we are having now on hand. And what are the benefits currently available given by the MSME industry? As you all know, the overdraft interest, normally it's in the range of 11 to 12%. But there's a 1% concession given if you are a registered MSME. So you get the MSME certificate, go and talk to the banker that we are registered and registered MSME. So you can argue and get the 1% reduction saving from your working capital interest. And collateral-free loans, because normally these guys may not have that kind of assets to mortgage or hypothecate and get it. Okay, normally they'll be having their own only one house, which may be also on the loan. So they will not have any assets to mortgage or give a guarantee. So these collateral-free loans are for micro and small enterprises, not for medium. The less than 1 crore or 5 crore companies. And credit-linked capital subsidy schemes are available when you are purchasing the machinery and technologies, as well as when you are doing the import of capital goods. So you'll be allowed to do a zero duty under the EPCG schemes. And when you want to register your patent, so there will be a 50% patent registration cost will be given as the subsidy to us, as well as when you are certifying yourself, getting certified as a quality ISO quality guy. So the reimbursement of the expenses will be given to you. Because the Madam Nirmala Sitharaman, whenever she delivers a talk, okay, she tells the qualitative products are delivered by MSME. The equivalent products which are coming from the imports will be banned, or the additional duty will be put on them on the imports. And my MSME guys are able to deliver the parts, deliver the goods with a good quality. So I'll be more happy to take the parts within India rather than bringing it from outside. So that's the kind of commitment what the Ministry of Finance has got on MSME industries. That you will see in the upcoming slide when some benefits she has given for the budget under the budget 2021. And this is the important one. This is the last but not least. What normally they say, protection against the payment. Normally, when the MSMEs are small timers, so they borrow. Sometimes they may take a hand loan also. So they sell the materials, but they don't get paid on time. There is a specific law, specific rule in the MSME Act. So the buyers have to pay the seller, the MSME guys, within 45 days. They are not paying. they can approach the MSME officers, MSME department, and it will be started within the authority itself. And if they are delaying it, there will be an interest rate which will be prescribed by RBI. The interest has to be paid by them. They need not go to the High Court or Supreme Court to get the dues. So it will be settled within the MSME. The ombudsman sits there. So it will be settled then and there. So that's the thing. We let aggressively approach the MSME department wherever their jurisdiction is sitting over there. So we can approach them and ask the buyer to pay the money within 45 days. So that's the nutshell of what MSME is as of today, why MSME and MSME, what are the benefits available for MSME. Now we delve into Athmanibar Bharat, which has come in the new Italic or Greek word for most of us. And some of the benefits. So Athmanibar Bharat has got a lot of benefits, but I want to take a couple of benefits which are more applicable for the MSMEs. One is on the PF contribution, which they call as the Athmanibar Bharat Rozgar Yojana. So which was there earlier also. It's called Rozgar Yojana. Prime Minister PM Rozgar Bharat Rozgar Yojana. But they reintroduced in the Athmanirbhar Scheme 1. What they said is, whenever you employ a new person, so his salary, if his salary is 15,000 or less, then his PF contribution will be taken care by the government for 2 years. So that's the guarantee they are given. If you say 15,000 rupees, on average 1,800 rupees will be your employer contribution, and employee contribution is 1,800. So 3,600 rupees on top of 15,000, you are going to pay to that employee. Maybe not today by cash, but you will be depositing into the his PF account. So you will be drawing it as and when he retires, as and when he resigns from the company. As per the norms, you will take it. So the 3,600 rupees per employee will be the interest-free, indirectly interest-free loan given by the state government or given by the central government to the employer and employee. You don't need to borrow from market. You don't need to pay the money, pay the interest to the banker. So one, you are getting it 3,600 interest-free loan per employee per month, and whatever you have been doing it, whatever you have been borrowing it from the past, 3,600 rupees, which you are going to save it now, which you can reinvest in any other business, or you can reduce your borrowings. So this is what the important scheme they announced. But there are two definitions what they are given in the Act now. So it should be for a new employee. New employee should have been joined 1/10/2020, employed on 1/10/2020. So only thing they have relaxed is new employee definition can be changed if the employee has been taken out from the employment due to the COVID, but he has been joined. He has been taken out employment between 1/3 and 39, but he is joined after 1/10. Then he will be considered as an employee, new employee. He will be taking the new guys as an on roll whenever the volume picks up. So they will be called as a new employee. In addition to that, who have been removed from the employment or who have gone out of the employment because of the stress, because of the COVID stress, who have been joined again in the company. So those people also will be called as a new employee. So that's the definition. We'll have to look at it. And the 3,600 rupees, we need to see how much it is available for each company. So on 30th September 2020, so if we have 50 employees as a base, so we have 50 employees on our roll, that means minimum 2 new employees we will have to recruit to eligible under this scheme. If the employees are more than 50, then 5 new employees to be joined as a new employee so that we are eligible for this scheme. Only thing is, suppose if you are having if you are starting the new establishment, and all the employees will become the new employee under this definition. And this scheme, the new employee definition, this scheme will be applicable up to 30th June 2021. And whenever you start this scheme, it will be applicable for 2 years. For example, January 2021, if new employee is joining now, so his PF will be contributed by the central government till Jan 2023 or December 2022. So 2 years they will be contributing on behalf of the MSMEs. One more point we need to check is here, 1,000 employees. If the MSME establishment or any other establishment are having employees less than 1,000, then both employer and employee contribution, about 24% will be contributed by the central government. if they're having more than 1,000 employees, which means they are in a big scale. It means 12%, that is employee contribution only, will be contributed by the central government. So these are the two important things. One is the new employee definition. Second is the 1,000 or 1,000, less than 1,000 or more than 1,000 employees. These two criteria, if you are able to fulfill, then you are eligible for the 1,500 rupees or 1,800 rupees contribution from central government as a subsidy. But important thing is that if you know all the people have got the Jan Dhan bank account now, everybody is having the bank account now. So it should be linked with the Aadhaar linked bank account and the UAN account with the EPF authorities. So this is the mandatory thing so that you can get the subsidy under this scheme. That's one. Second thing is I want to touch upon the emergency credit guarantee line scheme. This is the talk of the town since May 2020. So initially they are given about 3 lakh crores. They have earmarked 3 lakh crores loan to be given to MSME initially. Then what has happened is MSMEs are not able to take that kind of loan. That's the volume is huge. Then they appointed the Kamath committee, the retired ICICI Bank chairman, Mr. Kamath, as a chairman for this committee, and along with him some 6-7 senior banking professionals have been appointed. So they have studied the entire economy. From September onwards they studied, and August, September they studied, and they came out with a report that about 26 sectors have been under severe stress. It will be auto or air or hospitality industry or travel industry, whatever industries you name, steel industries. They are given about 26 sectors are under severe stress. So all those sectors are to be given benefit under this scheme. So in September they published this report, and initially this scheme was up to 31st October only. They extended the scheme. When the scheme was announced earlier. Then after studying this report from Kamath report, they said they extended the report up to 31st March 2021, the scheme up to 31st March 2021. And initially they said about outstanding about 50 crore loan and the turnover of 250 crore. So only these people are eligible. So whatever your outstanding as on 29th February 2020. So if your outstanding is about 20 crores, so you will be eligible without any collateral. About 20% of that, 4 crore loan will be granted to you. It will be credited to you. I have seen the couple of occasions where the bank manager chased my clients and credited the money into my client's bank account. So that kind of target mechanism they had to fulfill this obligation. So initially it was 50 crore outstanding and 250 crore loan. Then thereafter they removed the turnover criteria at all. There is no limit on turnover criteria. Whoever is doing whatever turnover, they are eligible for benefit under this scheme. The loan is up to 500 crores. So they can have a loan of 500 crores and 20% of that they can take about 100 crores. So this scheme about 3 lakh crore they announced as of 12/11. This was the date on which the madam has updated this Athmanibar 3.0. So 2.05 lakh crores have been sanctioned. About 67% of the loan has been sanctioned, and 1.52 lakh crores have been dispersed. Close to 50% of the sanctioned money has been dispersed. So till we have got about 2 months to go, probably the 1.5 months to go, 31st March 2021. So people who are not at all availed this or are having any problem, probably they can approach to the bankers and understand the scheme, take the benefit, because the two things are very important here. If you see the tenor of additional credit, EGLS 2.0 to be 5 years. The tenure of the loan is about 5 years, and the first year is moratorium on principal repayment. This is the biggest boon. So you don't need to ask for anybody's moratorium and all. So whatever you get, you don't need to pay the principal on first year. Second thing, the interest what you are going to pay, it will be as low as 7.5 to 8.2%. It is not like your working capital interest or your term loan interest. Even though there is no guarantee, this loan is guaranteed by the government. Hence, the interest is very, very low. So I have seen the occasions where they have been charged 7.5 and 8.2 and all. So which is very, very, very significantly low as well compared to 11-12% what normally banks charges. So as I explained, so 26 stress sectors have been identified by the Common Committee. So they framed up the scheme. So this is well available in the website, and every bank manager knows this, how this scheme operates. So you'll have to log into the portal or go to the bank manager, give the application. I want to utilize this scheme. My loan outstanding was 29 February 2020 is this much. So I want to avail 20%. Please grant me this. So you'll be getting this loan. So these are two important significant stimulus package given under the Athmanibar Bharat. One is that Rozgar Yojana. Second is the Emergency Credit Guarantee Line Scheme for the MSMEs. Are we on time? Okay. So that's about Athmanirbhar. Second is I want to touch upon the budget proposal exclusive for MSMEs. If you see, Madam has specifically spoken on one particular area. I taken the one particular paragraph from her budget speech and I just put it here. So if you see, she want to increase the custom duty from 10 to 15% on steel screws and plastic builderwares, so that to promote the internal production, domestic production, she want to arrest or reduce the imports. So that's why the 10% to 15% on custom duty has been increased. On the prawn feed, 5 to 15%, and on the leathers, certain leather garments. So she has increased the custom duty to promote the domestic. Most of these products are manufactured by the MSMEs. So there is a particular paragraph which is available on MSC product. So she want to promote that. If the quality product is manufactured by the MSME industries, so there will be certainly a more demand will be created here. Also arresting the imports given by the finance minister. And the synthetic gems, these are overall manufacturing under the MSMEs. She said there will be increase in customs duty. That's on the MSME specific paragraph what you spoke about. And on the other budget proposals, if you see, there is a more complaints is happening because of the tax audits, because the turnover is going up because of the inflation. Also the MSMEs are picking up in the market. So if you see till last year, they said up to 5 crore. If your transactions are 95% covered in the digital transactions, so you are not eligible. No, you need not go for the tax audit. But now, since the volumes are growing, so digitalization is also growing. So Digital India, because of the Digital India program, they said about 10 crores. If your turnover is 10 crores, and if you're doing the transaction, most of the transaction, 95% of transaction in the digital form, you don't need to get your accounts audited by the tax, under the income tax law. So that's a relief they are given because it adds to the compliance cost. So to reduce the compliance cost, this is a good initiative has come. And for the startup companies, they've extended the tax holiday because the last year was almost vanished for everyone. Almost 6 to 8 months have been vanished because of the COVID. So they extended the tax holiday by 1 year. And similarly, the 1.5, this is on the personal fund. The first two are the business people. The third one is for the individuals who have taken loan under the affordable housing criteria, which means whoever has borrowed the loan less than 45 lakhs. So they'll be getting an additional 1.5 lakh interest reduction from their other incomes, from the salary income or for other income tax income. So actually they're eligible for 2 lakhs under the section 24 of the Income Tax Act. In addition to that, so 1.5 lakhs will be given as a separate deduction from their income, which means up to 3.5 lakhs, whatever the loans we have taken till 31st March 2022, the negative income from house property can be offset against other income. So this is a good scheme. About 3.5 lakhs we will get the interest benefit. And being the 75th year of independence, so she said people who are aged more than 75 years, having only pension and interest income, they don't need to file income tax return. So the institutions who are paying the pension or interest income, so they will deduct the necessary income tax and remit to the government. So automatically the data will go from there. I think the auto filling of ITRs will be taken care by them. So no need to file income tax return by the people who are having more than 75 years, who are having pension and interest income. This is a welcome move for the senior citizens. Similarly, the pre-filing of income tax return, previously it was there only for salaries. Now they've extended up to capital gains and listed securities and dividend, so that we don't need to apply our mind, pull the data and bring the information in from the income tax return, all those things. So it will be pre-filled and we'll have to just verify and tick it off. That's it. And this is important thing what the MSMEs have to focus on. This is I think it's a late deposit of employees' PF contribution. Normally, we have some challenges in depositing the money to the government due to the working capital cycle lockage of our money with our customers. The loans are not coming in time. So now they said any contribution by the employee, if it is not deposited with the government, so this will not be allowed as a deduction. If you're in a 30% bracket, so you will not get the income tax benefit of 30%, even though you deposit at the later point of time. The reason is, if you're not depositing it, the employee is not getting the interest from the day zero. Second thing is, if the company is not able to deposit the future, the money will be lost for the employee. So to arrest that, they got this important amendment. So we need to be very careful whenever we are collecting any money, whether be it gratuity or PF or superannuation or ESI, we will have to deposit on time and every time. Employees share. And as we've seen that the duties they have increased to promote the MSME or promote the domestic production on gold and silver, basic custom duty has been reduced. Agricultural products, they have increased the duty so that they want to promote the local agricultural production. So give the more income to the farmers. One of the initiative what the Prime Minister has taken that to double the farmers' income by 2022. So that's the target. That's why a lot of bills have come, 3 bills have come, farm bills have come to increase the revenue and give more subsidies. And this is one of the interesting point where cotton, they have increased the custom duty so that the local farmers get more benefit here. We stop the imports, the more consumption will happen from our domestic production. So these are the few important amendments have come in the budget on both direct and indirect tax proposals. And what we have seen in the Athmanibar Bharat also, which are more or less everything is same. Okay, here we have got about only the tax amendments. Other than that, if you see the fiscal measures, whatever has been taken in the budget, which is also reflected in the Athmanirbhar. That's why people will call us Athmanirbhar and budget are synonyms. Both are same actually. So that's why if you've seen the numbers also, what are the stimulus we are given, whatever the budget numbers, the 35 lakh crores, whatever they got given in the 2021, which has been already given in 30 lakh crores in Athmanirbhar. So I think the government has taken a lot of initiatives. It's Anand was saying that in the initial talk, whatever the PM announces the schemes, it is not going into the last mile. It's not going to the last citizen of India because of the language issues. So that's why a lot of initiatives have been taken to bring awareness, to take this initiative at the regional level, at the local level, in the local language. I think a lot of initiatives have been taken, maybe about 2 to 3 years, all the schemes will reach to the last mile or the last citizen of the country. I think with this, we conclude the last one is challenges what faced by MSMEs, whatever I'm able to collect information from my fellow colleagues. Lack of credit facilities. I think people are facing a challenge in getting the money from the bank and retaining the trained resources. There's no trained resources are available, and as well as the retention of manpower also. We are not able to pay at the market level or more than the market level, and cost of compliances. A lot of issues because a lot of returns have been asked to file. Like when we started the GST, it was about 13 GST returns we'll have to file. After a lot of deliberation, it has come to 4 GST returns as of now. So government is also having a cautious mind that no cost of compliance are going up, but they also want to bring it down. Like tax audit is the one of the point where they have brought down or increased the limit from 5 crore to 10 crore. So you don't need to pay money towards the tax audit or spend time towards the tax audit. But this is the one of the cause of concern raised by MSMEs, cost of compliances. I think slowly the ministry also addressing all these compliances issues and countermeasures what we can do. So this is my thought process. Probably we can discuss and debate and we can take it forward. Any challenges what we are facing, be it credit facilities or be it any schemes available which are not able to, we are not able to take it, probably we'll have to represent it from the apex bodies or any bodies like, Andhra Chamber of Commerce or any other industry, any forum. We'll have to jointly represent and give our issues so that it will come with proper solution. Similarly, we can create a center of excellence or back office support Suppose we are having 10 MSME companies who are sitting and operating in the same place. Probably why can't we optimize their accounts operation or IT operations or logistic operations? Why can't we create a center of excellence? Why can't we have one company which supports back office support to all the 10 MSMEs? So that we don't need to have 10 accountants or 10 IT professionals. This is a unique out-of-box concept, so probably we can think of. And automation of reports from single software, this is also one we can think of, like from the center of excellence team, we can have automation reports created by the team over there. And introduction of variable pay. So this is the one of the point I thought, for retaining the key people. Normally, industry, big industries pay something about 20-30% of the pay is linked to the variable pay in terms of performance. So probably we can also think of slowly introducing 5 to 10% as a variable pay, which is linked to the performance, so that there will be motivation for people to stay and as well as motivation for people to perform indirectly, so that directly the company also will grow. So this is one of the retention strategy. Probably I thought I can share it with you all. So these are the challenges and countermeasures what I thought it may be helpful for you. So this is what my small presentation I would like to share. Probably I would like to take up any questions. I think we are on time, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Subramanian, for a very detailed presentation. In fact, you really decoded very well of 2021 budget and very nicely blended with the MSME Athmanibar schemes. That's more important, because we have been hearing last 10 days budget analysis from various counters, various forums. But connecting with the MSME is something very special. Andhra Chamber Association. I'm really happy about it. Now we have another, Madam, if we have another 5 minutes for Q&A, 5-10 minutes max.
Yes, sure, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to first take 2 questions which are posted in the chat box by one Mr. Jairaj first. You mentioned that a vibrant MSME sector is required to take the Chinese competition head on. How long will it take for our MSMEs to attain that level? Mr. Subramanian, any words to say? Yeah.
I'm just reading that question also. I'm able to see the chat. A vibrant MSME sector is required to take the Chinese competition head on. How long will it take our MSMEs to attain that level? So I think if you see a couple of months back or 3-4 months back, there's a big restrictions on the Chinese products being imported in India. Okay, so that is the one aggressive stand taken by the Ministry of Finance also. And similarly, a lot of imports have been banned or given an incremental customs duty, so that it will become costlier when you import. And it is being, if it is domestically manufactured or produced, so there will be more incentives will be given to the local producers, like performance linked incentive, which is one of the unique scheme announced in the Athmanibar Bharat also. About 145,000 crores, 1,45,000 crores have been given to all the manufacturing companies to bring in more investment and manufacture here. So these are the 2 initiatives which government is taking to arrest the other Chinese competition also. I think about it will take about 3 to 5 years time. We will be competing with them, and we'll be having our own infrastructure, manufacturing is self-reliant in most of the industries.
Okay, very nice. Thank you so much for that, and I hope this has given some reflection to Mr. Jairaj. Another question, if you could see, Mr. Again Jairaj is posted, Industries 4.0 is revolutionizing manufacturing worldwide. How far are the Indian MSMEs compliant with Industry 4.0?
I think it's too long to go, if you ask me openly. Okay, that's my honest view. That's why the Center of Excellence and the Chamber of Commerce, like Andhra Chamber of Commerce, has to take place and play a very pivotal role, because 4.0 involves investment also, and investment in technology, investment in knowledge also. We'll have to bring in more expertise. So if you're able to group in the people and implement the Industry 4.0 for a cluster of companies, cluster of MSMEs, okay, where the cost and knowledge will be shared. So we'll have to plan something well ahead of time, so that we reach it on well ahead of time.
Okay. Mr. Subramanian, can you please close your slide so that we all can see you?
Yes.
Mr. Jairaj sir, for your question, I want to show you a book to you. I have been reading for last couple of weeks now. Can you see this book? This is about Industry 4.0. It's actually Industry 10.0. And this is written by Accenture CEO on industries. I just started reading for a couple of weeks now. So let me gather some information and share it with you. How things are going to be unfolding. And I actually recommend many people, like from MSME perspective, that we need to really go in for a digital wave. Digital is taking a huge shape in our own businesses. One is the automation part, which is on the manufacturing side. Another one is marketing. We are pretty weak. MSME sector is pretty weak on sales and marketing. So we have some, but we don't market it very well. So the packaging and marketing is very important, for which digital is really taking shape. In fact, Andhra Chamber of Commerce is hosting quite a lot of digital marketing programs for MSMEs. Last 1 year, we conducted, I don't know, maybe 10 programs, Madam Vijayalakshmi?
Yeah, more than that. In fact, 2021 also we are planning to do.
Okay, we are hosting. Yes, we are actually offering a digital marketing program, digital marketing course for MSMEs for free of cost with an expert. Yeah. So maybe you can also enroll with that. And the next question, Mr. Venkatraman, I think, has posted.
Yeah, this is
about the scheme, I guess.
Yeah, good evening. This is Venkatraman here. First of all, I want to compliment Andhra Chamber of Commerce for organizing this budget session and a very well laid out presentation by Mr. Subramanian. I would like to go. I would like to go on the last slide first. Comment on the last slide first. Fantastic out of the box thinking, challenges and the countermeasures which can be taken up by apex bodies like Andhra Chamber, addressing the concerns of MSME in general. And I would like to upfront tell to all the MSME participants, including Andhra Chamber, yes, our hand of support in the cluster creation, in the how do we get it forward. Our hand of support will be there. And as Mr. M.K. Anand suggested, digital is the way forward. We are there. We are there to support all the MSME sectors in the southern region through the Andhra Chamber of Commerce. You can count on our support, and I'll be very happy to support on that initiative, Mr. Subramanian and Mr. Anand. That is that. This is one. And coming to the slides on the ECLGS scheme, which has come out as an innovative and quite out of the box thinking by the government. But then I would like to comment when you say when a bank gives a loan to borrowers, to MSME borrowers, the ECL rate is about 7.5 to 8.2 interest. They have restricted it to 20% of the loan. Unfortunately, I thought I would like to put my views in this. When I thought, perhaps this can be brought into the notice of the ministry officials also, saying that why restrict to only 20% of the loan granted by the banks, because normally the MSME is funded either the working capital either from their own sources or to their friends and relatives or to additional borrowings by some means to keep the business sustainable. So if that 20%, because the balance sheet reveals everything, not only the bank credits, the balance sheet reveals everything. 20% of the total outstanding makes a lot of sense, so that the existing MSME, depending upon various criteria, we can lay down the criteria. I'm happy to share how can we evaluate those criteria. 20% not only restricted to the loans given by the banks, loan as a whole. How have we found to be a business sustainable? It can be loans from relatives, it can be loans from XYZ, whatever. As long as you have been sustaining the business, fair enough. One has to be more practical and pragmatic, take a holistic view of the 20%. This is my humble view. 20% of, for example, 500 crores. We are not the others, honest business people who like to promote the business, take the MSME forward. This is my thought. I thought we can bring this to the notice of the ministry officials. Perhaps it will be an eye-opener for all the MSMEs who are struggling, and we are one of those. Let me put it upfront that way also. We are MSME directors. We don't take salaries. We borrow from XYZ to keep the business sustainable. Once you do that, and if the credibility and the credentials are well laid out, perhaps there should not be any room for any reservations in that. What is your view, Mr. Subramanian, on that? I would like to share it up with the Andhra Chamber along with Mr. M.K. Anand and Mr. Vijayalakshmi to discuss this further and open up the avenues for all MSMEs in that regard.
Okay. Just to maybe I cannot give an answer, but I can give my suggestions, because this is a kind of a policy decision what we are going to discuss now. But the reason why they kept it at 20%, typically when you are going to take a loan,
Yeah, that is humble view. Whether we can bring it to the notice. A small tweaking here and there will make a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Venkatraman, and thank you, Mr. Subramanian. Sir, Mr. Venkatraman, kindly drop a mail to Andhra Chamber of Commerce. At least we can represent this to the ministry as well. We can pass it on to their respective authorities.
Including on the cluster and the content measures which can be taken. Yes, you can count on our hand of support, because Andhra Chamber is perhaps, and if I make Anand have been close associated with it. How do we take the digital and bring all under one umbrella? Why duplicate things? When we have one person who can do it for all the other MSMEs, 20, maybe 10 or whatever, we can do wonders in that, sir. We can do wonders in that.
Absolutely. Sir, I'm able to recall, if my memory is correct, during our Indian Bank program and industries commissioner program, I think you raised the similar questions to the industry commissioner, if I'm right, and Mr. Sudhakar. Thank you so much for that, sir, Mr. Venkatraman. So, is there any question, Madam Vijay Lakshmi? Any questions came to you, or?
No, sir. Only these are the questions that I could see in the thing.
Okay. Do we have our co-chair with me? Our MSME co-chair, Mr. Prasanth?
I just saw him.
Okay.
I just saw him. I don't know whether he's there, but I just saw him for a brief.
Yeah, Prasanth. I think Prasanth is there. Hello, Prasanth.
Yeah. But we have a e-memento to present to the speaker.
Prasanth, are you available to give a vote of thanks? He's there, but I think it's muted. Madam, would you like to have any closing remarks before we wind up?
I just would like to thank Mr. Subramanian for an excellent presentation, because as you rightly said, it has covered, because we have been hearing about the budget from many people, 10 days, paperless budget and presented in a short notice. All these things are there, but it has been connected very well with the MSMEs today, because the scheme was such a good thing. And as you rightly said, because many schemes are there, even in my earlier position, we have seen that if the 100 schemes are announced, at least only 10 schemes will come to the south. We used to go and fight with the north people that why the ministry is not, educating the people in the south. So that is one of the things that we are actually, ACC has taken up as a challenge, to immediately circulate the schemes, whatever comes, whether it is for manufacturing community, we normally make it a point to circulate the scheme as well as organize presentations based on the schemes. And this is one such thing that, Mr. Subramanian has presented very well. I'm sure that the participants here have been benefited out of this. And as a token of appreciation, we would like to present an e-memento to the speaker, Mr. Subramanian. And after that, I request Mr. M. Anand to please propose vote of thanks.
Sure, ma'am.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
Everything is digitalized now.
Yes.
This will be duly shared with you through email.
Yes, this will be, of course, shared with you along with some photographs also through our mail. And I also request you to please share the presentation so that we can pass it on to our members.
Definitely. Yeah. I will share it with you.
Thank you, sir. So I request Mr. M.K. Anand to please propose a formal vote of thanks.
So thank you so much, Prasanth. I hope you are still not there, so I take your role. And thank you so much, Mr. V.Subramanian and Madam, for hosting this wonderful session. In fact, the last slide, the countermeasures that Mr. Subramanian has presented is kind of an eye-opener for me.
Exactly.
And I feel like the couple of things he said, like you can form a clusters, and each cluster can maybe 10 companies or 15 companies, and then one practitioner can help them in terms of automation, reports, using technology, and also shared revenue. I mean, shared expenditure, because each one can't afford today in this world, because the economic pandemic is just on the ground, and people can't afford to spend for every individual practices to be paid with a chartered account on anybody. I'm sure this is a great initiative Mr. Subramanian has presented. This will definitely go viral to all the members. We have more than 1,500 members in 3 states. I'm sure most of them are MSMEs. So I'm sure this input will go across to them. And the way in which you blended Athmanibar Bharat and only 2 schemes, in fact, 3 schemes you have explained to us. There are so many schemes that are available. I would request you to kindly support us to conduct exclusively on MSME schemes in one of our future sessions. Only schemes to be educated to all our MSMEs in Tamil if possible, or if possible in Telugu also, because we have Telangana and Andhra Pradesh chapter as well. So with that, heartfelt gratitude and thanks from Andhra Chamber of Commerce and our subcommittee for having presented your slides and time and knowledge. Thank you so much, Mr. Subramanian. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. So I am blessed. Actually, you are a century-old chamber in India, right? So I'm really honored to present my views or share my views to be part of today's session. So hope to see you soon in a wonderful session, next wonderful session.
See you, sir.
Thank you. I'm sorry, last but not the least, all the wonderful participants who were here, around 29 people participated, and heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you staying for more than 1 hour 15 minutes. Thank you so much. Look back. We will look after your MSME requirements, and every month we are planning to host such program. Next month also we'll be having, and we will write back to you after 20 days from now. Thank you so much. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.